You're listening to The Manning Report with your host, James David Manning. The news behind the headlines.
I wrote an article the other day, posted up. It says, "A Voice Crying Out in the Wilderness of New York City." And that's the title. That's a segments that I do. You'll see that from time to time over various segments. And it says that the elevator to hell carrying America has landed on the bottom. After 240 years of war, theft, and slavery, the ride is over. The worst of America, Donald J. Trump, in power. Red-hot MAGA caps replace white evangelical hoods. Spread the word. And it's true. Essentially what I'm saying here with respect to this information, we had Richard Nixon, and then there was the attempted impeachment of Andrew Johnson. We had the Tea Party dome under Ulysses S. Grant. We had major corruption. We had corruption. I mean, John Kennedy was, womanizer beyond womanizing. I believe John Kennedy and his brother Robert were involved in the icing of Marilyn Monroe. I think they killed him. I think, though. I think that we're talking about corrupt presidents, right? So I'm coming back to Trump. But, Kennedy tried on several occasions to kill Castro. Explosive cigars, bouillabaisse soup, prostitutes, sent the mafia down, and then sent the Marines down into the Bay of Pigs to try to kill Castro. And corruption, as far as that is concerned. You and I know, or those who've been around the barn for a few times, know that it was Mayor Richard Daley who used graveyard, people dead in the graveyard, to deliver the first blow to Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon actually won that election against John Kennedy. But John Kennedy's father, a bootlegger, was able to pay off Richard Daley, who held the election to the very last moment and did not give Illinois his count, and then went and put some fictitious numbers in, and Kennedy won that election by the smallest margin. You think what Trump won by was a small 84,000 votes. I think John Kennedy won over Richard Nixon in that election with about 54,000 votes, and all those were bogus people already dead in the graveyard. So when it comes to criminal activity, corruption, most of these boards can be very corrupt, most of them. But we just never seen anything like Trump. I think we've reached the bottom with Trump. This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.